Hey, welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome to the next installment of the Angel channel. Yeah, we're going to do some practice tonight. We're going to learn how to do some sigils and talk about a bunch of other stuff as well. And I think I've got a pretty nifty guided meditation for the end of the show. So we'll see what's happening. Few announcements before we get going. Tomorrow night on Be in the Light, Tuesday, 8 o'clock on YouTube. I have my friend Jessica Schreibman coming on, and she's a really badass Miami lawyer and is deeply involved. Her specialty is intellectual properties. And, for any of, I know I have a lot of artists and light painters and people concerned with kind of protecting their work. And, the environment for that has just changed so much. The internet alone has changed, the ways that you can protect your work and how to do that and what's really protection and what just looks like protection. And, and then add on top of that, the whole AI thing that's just exploding. And what does that mean for artists' rights and that kind of thing? So I'm really excited to have her on tomorrow to pick her brain. We're going to have a theme of proactive, not reactive. And I don't know anyone else that lives that ethic more than Jess. So it'll be really, really fun to spend some time. So think of some questions. Like if you guys are, have artwork or any questions about how to like take care of your stuff and what that actually means and what do you own and don't own. Make sure you have a question or two tomorrow, and hope to see you. And then the week after, I'm having my friend, cohort, scholar, channeler, and fellow lunatic, Raphael Kamensky, will be with us. And we're going to be talking about symbols and what those mean and how pervasive they are in the world, and how to start recognizing what's connected to what. Always a good conversation with him, and who knows where that conversation will wind up going and who will wind up channeling in. So show up for that one as well. And while I'm thinking about it, please, if you're here, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Really helps us out. Leave a comment down below. That has really been super helpful. So to those people that have been doing that, thanks very much. Appreciate it immensely. I hope everybody's doing okay, man. It's like I have had so many people this week talking to me about like implosions in their lives. There's been deaths and divorces and illnesses, and just kind of, it seems like most everyone I know is getting a final exam kind of quiz. So to all of you out there, Mary Jo, everybody that's kind of going through it, Leah, Jilly, whole crew, send you love, send you love, send you love, and a reminder that it's just for the moment and you'll get through it. Everything's going to be cool. Everything's already cool. Everything's fine. We all picked it. It's not necessarily pleasant lessons that we're going through, but, take it on with a good attitude and don't let them get the deep bliss and peace that you can keep inside, regardless of what's going on outside. You keep your energy good, do jiu-jitsu, get yourself all nice and grounded, and you just keep choosing to be in a good space. And, you put one foot in the other, in front of the other, and all of a sudden you're on the other side. And just keep your light bright, and Godspeed through whatever you're going through. We've got a really amazing angel tonight, and that's going to be super cool. We'll get to that in a few minutes. I wanted to offer up to anybody out there that's listening right now, some of the regular crew that comes on. I've been doing a lot of, we've made the show into pretty much of a real practice. And we're doing real energy work and moving things around. And it's kind of the nature of my own cosmology and the methodology I've been bringing to it. But I've got uh, a large wellspring of different flavors of things. Like I was deeply involved in an African religion called the Ifa for 5 years. I was a witch doctor, and that whole nature uh, connection to the earth and those spirits of energy, super cool. And Western magic, all kinds of stuff. So I enjoy, even though I don't do those rituals anymore because I've kind of evolved into my own cosmology. I wanted to offer up that if you wanted a different flavor, we could do some things like with the fa. One of the things that happens with every ritual is a little herb bath called an omiero. And what that is water, usually with some rum and some other stuff, and a bunch of different plants that relate to whatever the thing that you want to have going on. And then those plants are torn up and put into the water, and there's energy put into the water, and that's infused, and then that's drained off, and you pour that over your head in a bath or in the shower and completely coat yourself and let that run down your spine, and it infuses your energy in this really crazy way. Then you can take the herbs that are left over and are still wet, set them out in the sun and let them get nice and nice and dry, and then get one of those little coffee grinders is amazing for this. Just grind it and grind it and grind it until it's super fine powder. So there's all kinds of powders and potions and tinctures and ways to ground and creating circles and all kinds of stuff out there. If anybody has any requests, I would love to hear from you, and we will entertain those. Oh yeah. So I wanted to ask another question. Did anybody try doing the fasting thing and go toward that autophagy thing? I made it through mine. I'm really happy I did. I lost like 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds in 3 days, and felt super energized and refreshed. I did 72 hours. I could have gone a little longer, but I decided to go ahead and cut it off there. Actually, at 72 hours, it's done as much as it's going to do. It's replaced all the cells, all the dead cells, all the broken cells, and the damaged old ones, and replace those with all new cells. So that's why you get that feeling of being refreshed and just kind of like on the edge. And I'm really super happy I did it. I'd love to hear from anyone else that did that as well. I talked last week about completing the abundance crystal. Jacob got a damn near perfect one, right? And as you can see right now, and this was totally unexpected, like the way you can connect those sigils and make other sigils that then combine those attributes. This is a crystal that is tuned overall for abundance to come into your life. And then each one of these individual sigils is related to a type of abundance that could come into your life: an abundance of love, an abundance of wealth, an abundance of knowledge, an abundance of bliss. So each one of those has a specific attribute that was worked out into the sigil method we'll get into in a few minutes. And then now they're all combined into this nice little package of abundance. So this weekend, I charged it up and put it to work for the first time. And the very next day, I got like 5 readings show up, and I am feeling very, very encouraged that this thing is actually going to work. It's kind of like an organite crystal. This is not really a quartz crystal. This is a crystal that was molded from this real crystal that's one of my special favorites. And my erstwhile companion, Jacob, did a silicone mold of this, which I have to say is really damn good. And then poured it with resin. And resin is amazing. I really haven't worked on it until Jilly turned me on to the organite things and got me into that. But the resin is an amazing substance in that it lets you pour energy of like a programmed intent into the resin, and a crystal will kind of bleed that out in like 90 days or so, and you got to give it a new bump and charge it up again. But I've got one working that's like 6 months old now, and it bleeds the energy so slowly, so you really would only have to charge it up like once or twice if it's a lengthy thing. For this one, I intend to keep it charged up all the time. I mean, who doesn't want constant abundance like flowing into your life? So I think this one will stay lit most of the time, and we'll see what happens as that comes up. Okay. So in the interest of a really good magical practice, most magical people I know that are serious really enjoy and use sigils a whole lot. And what sigils are a focused intent that you formulate in your mind for some purpose. And that purpose is written out into a sentence. Jacob, could you bring up one of those JPEGs, please, my brother? One of those things is written out into a sentence. I believe it's the other one. Yeah, there we go. And can you blow that up? I'm looking for the bottom section of it right now. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so right in the middle of that, you can see that line in all caps that reads, "My desire for $100." Single sigils like these are really best used for simple and singular purposes. And, once you get good at those and making those happen, then you can, if you need to do a more complex thing, then you can start making constructs, which are many or as many different sigils that are individual pieces of whatever the situation you want to have happen are. And they're all glued together so that they are now working as a whole. Each one of those sigils has a specific function, but the whole structure, the whole construct in and of itself has a purpose and meaning. So, this is the first step to doing something more complex like that. So you start with a desire, and you really want to be in the mode and the attitude of a desire and something that really excites you and that you want, as opposed to desperation and need. Those two things don't usually work for you. They pretty much all the time work against you. So be considering, and the construction of the sentences, the most important thing in the whole construction of a sigil scenario. Okay, so you need $100 by the end of the week. All right, so here we go. My desire for $100. You can be more complex with that, but we're going to stay with this really simple. Okay. So then the next thing that happens is that you go through that line and you cross out any letters that duplicate. Okay. So like there's 2 D's, there's 2 E's, there's several O's, and you cross out all of those things until you get letters that just appear once. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I'm like reading, it's like my fun. Okay. So then what happens is that using the method of numerology, we'll show you a little chart right shortly here. Actually, can you bring that up? I think I don't know if that's at the top of this page or on that other page, Jacob. And I don't know if this, yeah, there we go. Scroll down a little bit more so I can see that little number chart. Yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. So, numerology seems really mysterious and kind of crazy, but it's the simplest thing ever. So you just start at the top row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you're just laying out the alphabet, one right after another, and the way that they fall under those letters, right? They fall. So, like if you have a word that says more, you would look for an M, and that's a 4. So you would write the 4 over that. You would see that the O is a 6, and you write the 6 over that. You see the R is a 9, you write the 9. So then that creates a sequence of numbers, which have a musical relation to too, which we'll get to next week. But then those numbers are added together to give you a large number. And that really defines the frequency of whatever is going on right then. Okay. So in using that same methodology, can you scroll down to the sentence again for a second, Jacob? And I'm going to make you go back up again in a second. Sorry to be a pain. So now that we've got those letters, you can see at the bottom, my fun, and it's those are the number associations of those particular letters. Okay. Now let's scroll up to the very top up there. This is where it gets really super fun. These are planetary squares. Yeah, and you can leave it right there because we're gonna talk about the sun right now. And planetary squares are combinations of numbers that relate to a specific energy and attribute of those particular planets. In this instance, the sun, what you think about the sun, it's like total success. It's like light in every direction. It's like a completeness, a wholeness. It's like all encompassing. So as a general rule, you can't go wrong with that one. That's a no-brainer. It works super, super good. All right. So what you would do is that you would, on top of this configuration of numbers, you would take the numbers from those letters, and by drawing from the first letter all the way across in an uninterrupted line, you will make a particular mark. I think that might be on the other one, Jacob, or at the very bottom of this one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect example. Although this is a really terrible sigil, in my opinion. So as you can see, you're starting at the 4, and you're making that uninterrupted line all the way across. And what that is as you're working on this, you're developing the line, you're paying attention to crossing out the letters. All of that is energy and intent that is going to what you're doing. And this little sigil winds up just being a very simple kind of like key shortcut to that whole concept of energy. And it's been condensed and condensed and condensed. And now it's this very, very simple shape that you can use. And when you go to do the ritual, you use this sigil, and using the energy in the way that we've been doing it, where you gather your energy and you grab it up and you get it and you start projecting it out of your right hand into the sigil. Oh, I left out a step. There's a lot of ways to charge this up. One of my favorite ways, if you're like asking for money or you want something to be sweet, I use sugar that has been supercharged with energy. And I kind of sprinkle a plate with it and make a drawing with my finger uninterrupted of that exact sigil, so that it carves out a little valley in the sugar. And then going back to gathering that energy. And once you gather that energy, you're pouring it into the sigil until it is just crackly full. And it's a little condensed little chunk of energy in the shape of that sigil. And taking that sigil up, and here we go, The whole spinning thing that we talked about before a few weeks ago, this is one of the actual applications of that. You just grab that sigil with the energetic sigil with your energy and raise it up and spin it and send it off. And you would just be amazed at how well these work, man. It is really crazy. Hey, Jacob, I think on the other page there's a picture of that plate. Would you look for me for a second? No. Oh yeah, that's the one we're on. No, it's not there. It's a different one. That's okay. So anyway, that's sigilling. Sigilling is part of pretty much every Western occult system, and there are like way different versions of it, but it's sigils nonetheless. And a lot of the Middle Eastern countries and China and South America, like there's a lot of versions of this because it really, 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 really works. It was kind of brought back to popularity in the West by this guy named Austin Osman Spare. Yeah. And he was a crazy, like individualist who he was an artist, and his art was all connected to his metaphysical explorations. So he really dove deeply into this methodology of sigils, and since then it has grown. Man, there's so many people out there. Kenneth Grant, a whole bunch of people with methods for doing it, and it is the core of like a lot of the like chaos magic and some of the thelemic versions. So anyway, super useful, super useful, super useful. I'm on the wrong thing, man. I've got all these comments over here, and I didn't ever see anyone. Jilly, what up? Grace, how you doing? Hey, Debbie, man, you're Angel tonight. Is that cool or what? Like, our friend Debbie, man, she comes a lot, and the angel that we're doing tonight winds up being her birthday angel, so little special significance for her. And Grace, you got your show coming up nice and soon too. Let me know when that's happening. Leah, good to see you. And Mr. Zen, the synthesis himself, man. Good to see you guys, man. Glad to have you with me. I was looking over there and I had it on private chat and there wasn't anyone there. And I was like, wow, nobody loves me. Which is true anyway, but at least I can kid myself now. I love you guys. Thanks for coming. All right. Any questions about the sigil thing? Any comments? Like, no? All right. Anybody interested in a live reading tonight? Please get your name on the list, and I'll make sure that I see it, and we'll get you taken care of. Okay, so let's get into some energy practice, man. Yeah, let's get de-googified here. What do you say? All right. Let's take 3 really nice deep cleansing breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and make sure that you're using your diaphragm, or even better, use your second chakra and really pull that energy and that air in and expand yourself to the max. And when you're pushing out with your mouth, give it some force behind that and actually use some energy and push that out. Okay. All right. First one, let's inhale really deep, pack it in, exhale with energy. Inhale. Try using your second chakra. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Really pack this one in. You can't do any more. Do just a little. Exhale. Push hard. All right. Let's go inside and grab that energy in your solar plexus, that little sphere of goodness, that little you that is the purest you, and start drawing all of your energy from your body, from your entire body, into that sphere. It's slowly spinning just like everything else in the universe. And as it spins, you're gathering energy around it, and it's circling in and going into the sphere and increasing the size of it. And with each inward breath, you're drawing in more energy. And the bigger the sphere gets, the more energy you can draw. And it's bright and it's filling you up. And you're going to take that energy now and push it out into your aura and brighten your light body all directions. Same way you push your breath out with force, push that energy into your aura. Bright like the sun. Yummy. Everybody's pretty sparkly tonight. All right, so now we're going to get into a little 4-band elemental cleansing. Start at the top, grab your energy, and push with force. Scrape down through your light body, through that band. All right, we're going to start with the fire band. I ground any negative energy of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. Push it. Sense your energy. Are there any cold spots, particularly hot spots? Any particular place you're drawn to without thinking? Grab it and push with force into the ground. I ground any negative energy of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's, of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. One more good scrape. Deep into the earth. All right. I ground on a nasty, negative emotional goo. I ground in a negative, nasty, emotional goo. I ground in a negative, nasty, emotional goo of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. Go to work on this one. Anger, pain, shock, betrayal, betrayal, betrayal in multiple ways, guilt in multiple layers, guilt, rage, rage, fear, fear in all its forms and faces. Ooh, fear in all its forms and faces. Apathy, shock, grief, disappointment. I ground in a negative, nasty, emotional goo of my own construction or anyone else's in this frequency or any other. Whew. Go ahead and give that one more push. All right. We ground any mental goo, any negative mental goo of our own construction or anyone else's in this frequency or any other. Spend some time at your temples, top of your head. Ground any unused patterned energy. Negative thoughts of any kind. Obsessive thinking, obsessive thinking, obsessive thinking. Circle thinking. Negative thoughts directed at others. Negative thoughts directed at you. All right. Last but not least, we're moving to the earth band where things materialize. I ground any negative material blockages. I ground any negative material blockages. I ground any blockages in the material world of my own construction or anyone else's in this frequency or any other. Ground any blockages related to the home, your sanctuary, your place of safety. Any blockages related to your job. I ground any blockages related to finances. Ground any negative blockages related to finances. I ground any negative, nasty blockages related to health in any way, shape, or form. I clear out all the little black nodules related to health in my light body. And lastly, we ground any negative blockages relating to the completion of plans in the material world and our daily life. All right. Boy, I needed that. All right, time for the charge up, the good part. I want you to stick those oil drilling straws all the way down to the very center of the core of the earth where the magma is scraping on the mantle. And that crackly blue electromagnetic energy is born and just shoots out in all directions. And that stuff is so pure, it's untainted by any people or anything out in the universe. It's like brand new and fresh and yummy. And it is so inspirational and full of creative potential that once, now we've gotten all good and we've like scraped everything out, there's all this room for goodness, right? So we're just going to reach down there. And with every breath, I want to make something really clear. The breath thing, like it's not your breathing that's pulling in the energy. And I want you to just attach your energy to the concept of your breath. And as your breath is pulling in, I want you to like pull in with your energy, not your breath. But the breath is a good mnemonic when you're first getting started. Just don't get hooked on that being the thing. All right, so reach down and with each breath, just pull up a fresh batch of that crackly blue goodness. Let it rush up your calves, up your legs. They're all crackly. Each breath, feel the rush, just like you're sucking on a straw. Oh, yeah. Take that right up to your solar plexus and start filling up. Yeah. I can always tell when I'm done because I get the goosebumps. And if I get the double goosebumps, I know I'm doubly good. So whatever your tell is, just keep drawing that energy for a second until you get nice and full. Keep drawing that energy. Just imagine it like a Tesla coil, that blue electric sparks, like your whole being is that. You're just crackly. I don't know about you, but it makes me feel invincible, man. That's why I like to start a day like that. Good grounding. I like to do it in the morning because a good grounding works for all of the crap you brought up from your subconscious that night that you don't, sometimes you're aware, sometimes you're not even aware. I like to just jettison that, get all like fresh and sparkly and do a juice up. And then I'm ready to go, like hit the day, right? All right, so we're going to clean the space and create some sacred space, and then we're going to do some angel talking. Wow, I've used up a lot of time. Okay. Yeah, get out of here. I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. I banish and clean this space and make this place pure. I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. We're going to do one more. Make sure you take that energy and spread it through your own space right now. Just spread it in every direction like it's exploding 360 degrees. And say the words. I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. Clockwise to bring, counterclockwise to send. Whew, excellent. Wow, here we are gathered together to share the grace of your presence, to bask in pure, unadulterated light, to fill each of us with radiant goodness. Radiant goodness. We create a sacred space and ask for the angels to show and be with us. For Debbie's angel, Nelchael, to rain some special goodness on her. And with joy and gratitude and absolute unconditional love, we send our thanks to the source with love. A little crackly tonight, man. Sometimes after they show up, I don't really want to talk. It's like I don't want music. I just want it to be like, but we're going to. So we're going to talk about the Angel Nelchael today. And if you would bring that card up, Mr. Decker. Yeah. You know, I always love this one because it like is this wellspring of emotional energy for me, and the little figure sort of standing on the dais, like it's almost like she's standing on the top of a fountain, right in the center of the card at the top. And there's all of this, like it's like the Bellagio on the astral. And this wellspring of like energy blasting up and just all over, and in the center of that's just this really humble and quiet and compassionate and unbelievably empathetic angel, the angel of the ardent desire to learn, which is one of the reasons I did the sigil thing tonight, because this angel is bad to the bone about facilitating learning in any direction. And developing your clairvoyance and your omniscience and being able to move your consciousness from one place to another and see what's happening in other realms and places on the earth, and really amazingly rich and loving angel. I really want to share the God name for this. The particular, I want to remember again that each of these angels is a representation of one attribute of 72 of the whole picture of God and the 216 letter number. And lucky 21. Bet them if you have them. You know, this angel is also associated with the tarot card, the Three of Cups, which is one of the most joyous cups in the in the deck. And it is just crazy about like, it represents celebration. It's like the Two of Cups, like we talked about last week, is kind of like that moment across the bar where you're like, oh man, I got to go talk to this person. And this spark ignites, and there's that first part of love, and like everybody's getting to know each other. Well, the Three of Cups says it went really good, and now it's the celebration at the wedding ceremony, and it's all about joy and happiness and really goodness, and that's so totally associated with this. And especially after we read the reading here, especially after the last few weeks, this is a really uplifting and encouraging card. The storm has passed and your work has produced excellent results. Something good is on the way. Discover your talents. You know, the storm has passed. And your work has produced excellent results. Something good is on the way. Discover your talents and sensitivities that lie hidden beneath the surface. Immerse yourself in your metaphysical pursuits and develop your innate abilities. Open your heart. Deep fulfillment is realized through love. Give and receive it. Follow your heart and you will know joy. Your dreams and hopes will manifest and there will be a fairy tale ending. Success. You have begun a brand new lifestyle and found a love which is mutual. You have the ability to clearly communicate feelings, especially the positive, lighthearted feelings of love. You share your emotional treasure with friendship and hospitality. You have so much to celebrate. You are an excellent leader because you bring out the best in those around you. People reveal aspects of themselves they normally couldn't share. People enjoy your company. You let them see the best in themselves. You know, that's the greatest part of it all. You let them see the best in themselves. Yeah. Tammy, I saw that you wanted a reading, and I absolutely will get to that. We'll do that right now while I'm shuffling up. I'm gonna hawk Grace Grella's show. Grace Grella, badass medium, and she does a live call-in show like one Thursday of the month, and it appears it's this Thursday, May 30th at 7 p.m. And she does that with my cohort in crime and good friend Michael Zinn, and they do that once a month, and they've got a whole like phone rig set up. So like if you know, she's a badass. So call her up, get some info. It's free. Yeah, and it's an actual live person, not Chat GPT. I did a chat. I committed a heinous crime. I typed into Chat GPT, can I have an angel reading, an angel card reading? And it gave me one. It was awful, but it gave me one. So anyway, she's a live person, a real live person that's very good. So anyway, check her out. And as long as I'm talking about Michael Zinn, he's got a show on Thursday evenings called The Live Stream of Consciousness, long running show, really cool. He's been having some amazing guests on lately, man. He had this a medium on, an evidential medium a few weeks ago that was really cool. And that got all over me, man. You know, like half of my guys are skeptic, and like, I'm from Missouri, man, show me. So it's really fun to see somebody that has that kind of thing. And his guest last week was just like, she was amazing. So anyway, check him out. Is 9 o'clock on Thursday evenings, live stream of consciousness, Michael Zinn. All right, Tammy, do me a favor. Imagine that we're standing face to face. Close your eyes. Take, 3 really nice little breaths, not deep. And imagine you're looking right in my eyes. And if you have a specific question, send that to me. All right. Words of wisdom from my friend Tammy. Words of wisdom from my friend Tammy. Words of wisdom from my friend Tammy. Number 18, the Angel of Justice. Yeah. This guy's a little stern, man. Number 18, the Angel of Justice. There you go, my brother. Man, you're getting it down. Analyze your situation from every angle. Stop denying reality, seeing only what you want to see. You're afraid it's all going to come crashing down around you. Push your boundaries in your quest for knowledge. Stretch yourself. Expect new and positive vibrations. A karmic lesson has been fulfilled, and you can expect steady improvement now. You are suffering from the aftermath of deep personal hurt. Go deep inside and find your inner guidance. Get quiet and listen. Let go and rest in the presence of your inner strength. You are never alone. There is always guidance and protection available to you. Ask. You know, we think about connecting to the source as like something that you do every once in a while. Sadly, that winds up usually being like, oh, I'm praying, man, and that's asking for something, or when things are messed up and you need help and that kind of thing. But like if you foster this connection like we do every week here, where we're just sending love to the source, not asking for anything, just celebrating the fact that we are little pieces of that, and that concept never ceases to continue to exponentially bloom for me, and what that really means and how powerful that actually makes you, man. It's like you are a part of the all, and that connection is a connection that you can access at all times. And if you continue to just live it, like every chance you get, like, thanks, you wind up building up this well of this bank of like goodness. And the waves, I keep talking and talking and talking about this, but this is the way the energy world works. The waves that you send out are the waves that reflect back to you and create your reality and the world that you're living in. So if you are always sending unconditional love to the source itself, what do you think's going to roll back to you? Instead of thinking about all the people that are pissing you off, the gossip that you want to do, the like angry person that you want to like rear end them because they're going 5 miles an hour in a 60 zone, like all of those things that the world throws at you all the time to distract you. Just keep going back to the light, keep going back to the light, keep going back to the light, and let that bloom in you as a peaceful joy. And I'm not talking about like birthday party, fake joy, something happened to me. I'm talking about a knowing that everything is good, an absolute understanding that everything is good, even though it might not look like it this second. Everything is perfect. You picked it, you're learning from it, you're growing through it, you're evolving and becoming the biggest you can possibly be. They're loud tonight, man, like really loud. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Anyone else that would like a reading? I think I have one more. Um, I think I have time for one more. Zen. All right, man. It's a good way to end up the show. I've been in the zone tonight, man. I was intending to get to that meditation, but we'll take that up next week and rock with that. All right, Zen. You know the drill, bro. If you have something specific, beam it to me. Words of wisdom for my friend Michael. Words of wisdom for my friend Michael. Words of wisdom for my friend Michael. Yeah, number 54, Jacob. This is the angel of rejuvenation and eternal youth. Yeah. And the God name for this is God, the King of Heaven. You know, it can't suck. Yeah, there we go. Time for a progress check. Are you still on course? When you fulfill personal obligations and agreements, you develop the maturity essential to all social relationships. Your faith in yourself and your ability to succeed. You have faith in yourself and your ability to succeed. You keep increasing your burdens. There are so many and they weigh so much that they threaten to crush you physically and emotionally. You limit yourself by giving your power to others. It is crucial that you release yourself. Remove yourself from the oppressive situations in your life where you feel you are holding yourself back and unable to fully express all of who you are. Throw down your own burdens and the others placed on you and try a new direction. Put your energy to work for you. Continue to grow. Don't give up. The risk is worth it. There you go, my brother. All right. Well, I think that we have reached the end of this particular sojourn. I just want to express to all of you my gratitude for you coming and sharing practice with me and sharing energy with me. I feel all of you guys when we connect, man. It takes me a while after the show to get unattached, and the fact that we're making it a real practice session is just makes me feel really, really good inside. And I'm not so concerned with the number of people that see stuff, but I'm delighted that everybody seems to be benefiting from it, and it gives me the juice to keep going and keep wanting to do it. So thank you with love from the bottom of my heart, and can't wait to see you guys next week. And again, tomorrow, please check us out on Being the Light. My friend Jessica Schraven, intellectual property lawyer, will be there, and it should be a pretty interesting and informative and useful hour to spend. So anyway, thanks again. We're going to close this evening, and I'm going to send you off with my wish for love and success and wind in your sails for the next week. I'll see you guys next week. With thanks and love, we come to the conclusion of our visit and our journey. We thank all of those present for their joy and good energy, for their wisdom, their empathy, and their love. And we ask that a blessing be on each and every one of us listening tonight, and that we might be in the light in the fullness of its joy. And with absolute unconditional love and the deepest of gratitude to the source, we say good night.